Hello, friends and family, and welcome to the Down East Players Cup, presented by Gatekeeper Media. This is a PDGA A-Tier. We are here at the Meadowbrook Disc Golf Course in Greenville, North Carolina. I'm Molly Finley, and I'm joined here by my friend...
Whitney Graham.
Yes! We are loving this Meadowbrook Disc Golf Course. It is a wooded delight. Look at Deanne's umbrella skills.
I absolutely love it.
We've got these amazing trophies made by a local pottery shop, you said, a husband and wife team, and the name is...
The Wobbly Will.
I love it. So after all the action this weekend, you can see it is a really tight race. Let's check out hole 10.
So hole 10 is a par 4, 528 feet. Honestly, you want to just put something on that right side gap to give you a slight finish. And if you could see slightly behind the tree over there, there's a little stump. If you can land up there by that stump, that's kind of the perfect location that you want to be. Then you're going to be, if you want to get aggressive and throw something low that maybe has a little bit of a flip up to a slight finish to the left to get up to the basket for a birdie. If not, you can just go mid, and end up right where you need to be. So we have Deanne on the box, and that is the perfect line. That is exactly what you want to do. She's going to skip up, and she's well past the stump.
Oh, that's a great shot.
That's a great shot, yes.
Just like you said, I'm just trying to keep it in the middle, and I do prefer to land on the left side by that stump because it just gives me a better angle to approach the green.
Yes. Megan also goes through the gap, but she kind of throws it slightly low, but still ends up in a good place. And Elaine is pushing the ceiling, but makes it through. And she should be landing over just in front of the shorter pad that we have over there. And Megan.
And I remember when Megan executed this shot, I was super impressed.
That's great.
No, mostly because I can't even do that shot.
That patent pending is
I can do it, but I have no power. Like, she really put a move on it. Yeah.
You see, Elaine is right here by that stump.
She did a similar, right? That was a great shot. Beautiful. It just made me realize I need to go practice that patent pending, that positioning with the body and the feet. Now, I bushnelled it. I was about 260, and I decided, I need to get there.
Let's go. Get up there now. Yes, beautiful. Yes, that is exactly what you want to do.
And I used a mid. Deanne, I think, is using a Valkyrie.
Give her that good skip and flare.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go.
She parks it.
This is a clinic. This is great.
Yeah, and this is a par 4, so Elaine will be putting for birdie. Go, go.
Oh. Megan also will be putting for birdie. Oh, just puts it out just a little bit too far to the right. Let's go. A great putt.
I didn't know what the scores were, but, you can't really ignore the fact that Deanne and I are getting the same birdies. So I knew that the score was kind of close.
Okay.
Even though I am the scorekeeper using the new PDGA app, I don't actively look at the overall score.
Okay.
Or the individual score for the day. I just enter the number and close the app.
I was going to ask you if do you check scores at any point in time?
I don't want the pressure of the score. It's already put enough pressure on myself.
Okay.
I don't want that score lingering over my head.
And especially going into this corner, honestly, you just want to play with a clear head. Just make it through this corner of hard holes and...
Exactly. This is my favorite hole on the course. Hole 11, par 4, 510 feet. We do have out of bounds left. It's kind of hard to see in this video. But the way you want to play this is really more about positioning. You want to land in a nice open spot to give yourself a shot into this green. Oftentimes, if you don't get in a good position, it's smarter just to pitch up to a better position and play it for par. As soon as you start to get greedy, that's when the mistakes happen.
Yes.
Deanne just pushing it as far as she can, and the disc turning to the right a bit, and that's a great shot.
That is great.
She made it really far out there.
She'll have a slight hyzer into the mouth of the green. And you almost want to end up slightly more towards the right to have a really good look.
Yeah,
and you did it.
I need the positioning.
Yes, Holly, that is the perfect place to be. You're looking right down the gap, and that's right where you want to be.
Yeah, after playing this hole against Deanne, I know that I have the shot to get in the good position. I didn't know if Deanne was going to go for it. Now, Megan gives us a perfect shot.
Yes, that was a great forehand. And you almost kind of want to hyzer something a little bit closer to those trees on the right.
Elaine going for that shot shaper.
Get through it, get through it. Oh.
And that'll be fine.
And she'll be looking, be able to make a up right into the mouth of the basket. And for me, when I'm pitching into the mouth of this basket, I want to end up more to the left side.
Yes.
And Elaine is pushing it. So she's ending up on the right side.
It's a little hairy over
it is.
In that corner.
It is definitely a lot tougher to get to the basket because there's a lot of kind of like a wall of trees there.
Yep.
And Megan will also end up kind of on that right side. You can do a patent pending out, but for me, I prefer to stay on the left side because then it just gives me a chip forehand up.
Now, I Bushnelled it. I was about 265 out, and my forehand is only about 250 flat.
Perfect.
So I decided maybe I'll try this Mako backhand. It worked the first day.
Hey, no, I mean, but that's right where you want to be. As long as you're ending up down in the green after your second shot, you're sitting good.
And Deanne really surprised me with this play because I thought from her position, she could have did a hyzer chip to the quarter of the fence and taken a birdie putt. But
it's a tough angle.
She just did a little jumper, did a placement shot, and now she's just going to play it for a smart par.
Yep. And it doesn't show it here, but it is truly a low ceiling, so you can't really give it too much.
And look at this shot.
Nice. Beautiful, Megan.
So good.
Her patent pending is just, she's got a strong patent pending. All right. So this is for birdie. It's solid up.
Can't be mad about a drop-in par.
You can't.
I do feel like I wasted something, though, with such a great positioning on the drive.
And Elaine is also pitching up. Can't really tell how far that is. Maybe 20 feet from the basket.
Great par from Megan.
Nice, clean save there. Nice, Elaine. Elaine is also putting it in for par.
Par for Deanne. I will also take a par. So we pretty much slayed that hole.
I mean, that's awesome.
No birdies, but 4 pars is a big win.
Walking away with a par on that hole is honestly all you really want. All right, now we're heading into hole 12. This is a par 5, 622 feet. I feel like this is one I really want to birdie. This is such a great hole. It's long, but it's all about positioning. You want to make sure that you're getting off the tee and landing somewhere right there in the center of that open area. And then I will typically do a forehand up into the gap, do another forehand to the basket. And if you can land inside this little bowl for a tap-in birdie, it's amazing. It's a really beautiful hole. I really like it, and I think it's definitely birdieable.
There is a little bit of OB if you have a drive that hyzer's left, but Deanne is far away from that. It's a little lower than she wanted, but that'll be fine. I like to get as far as I can on the drive just to make the hole that much shorter.
Yes, exactly.
So I want a disc that goes far, but not anything with a strong left finish. Megan has a good shot in the middle of the fairway.
Elaine is also putting it center of fairway. And honestly, I kind of, even though it puts you farther away from the gap, when you finish off to the left up there, it gives you a better angle into the actual fairway. Megan leaves it just a little bit short, but she should have a forehand to be able to skip up and around.
Deanne looking for a mid to go for another placement shot. And that'll be okay.
Yep. She'll be on the right side of the fairway, possibly a little patin Annie shot around.
And as Whitney said in the whole description, this is all about placement. As soon as you start to get greedy, that's when it gets treacherous.
Exactly. And Elaine puts it exactly where you want to. She's going to be looking down the fairway at the basket.
Now, Megan's ended up in that weird spot where you can choose the route. And that's not terrible. She still has another little tunnel there, as you can see, to the basket. Well, they missed my upshot. I did a little sidearm, and I threw it right into the ground. So this is actually my third shot.
There it is. Perfect. Slide up there, slide up there, slide up there. Perfect. Oh my goodness. That's a great shot right there.
Yeah, I was surprised I made it all the way to the edge of that bowl. So Elaine King... And this is a great shot from her.
Nice.
And she'll be putting
right into the bowl.
Not even putting. She'll be dropping in a birdie.
Exactly. And as you can tell, Deanne's slightly pinched off here, but she does a beautiful hyzer forehand, and that should give her, I don't know, maybe 20, 25 feet maybe for a putt.
She'll be putting for birdie as well.
And Megan pitches up and out. I'm shocked that she went through all those skinny trees.
I was just about to say, that was such a good shot sneaking through all of those trees.
Because it's tough when you get pinched over there.
It's gel over there.
All right, and this will be for birdie. Oh, it just leaves it short.
Such a nice soft float on it. All right, Deanne Carey for birdie.
Oh. It looks like she got a little bit of a roll, but hopefully she's not too far. And here's Holly. Yes, ma'am. Birdie, let's go.
It felt good to make the adjustment from day one, even though I did mess up my second shot. Saved it with a miracle third shot.
That third shot was amazing.
So Deanne gets her par. Megan tapping in a bogey, and Elaine King gets a birdie.
Great job, Elaine.
I saw that you also got a birdie here
today. I made the adjustments and I played it exactly how I wanted to and ended up with about a 10, 15-foot putt, so I was excited.
Love it. Let's check out hole 13. Pick your route, right side, left side. I'm gonna go the left side. It's a par 4, 513-foot hole. Really, I like to keep it low to minimize any ricochets. Just land somewhere in the fairway, and then depending on what kind of angle you have into the green, choose your disc accordingly. Most of the time I find myself on the left side, so I have a little hyzer skip shot into the green. Going with the Innova distance driver. Just want it as middle as possible. And that's a little too high, and I'm wishing it back into the fairway.
Honestly, if you can make it to that short pad, that is exactly where you want to end up landing.
And
Okay,
Elaine
get
King.
through. Yes,
Gosh,
there it is.
She wishes it back into the fairway as well.
Me and this hole had a love-hate relationship all weekend.
Deanne.
Beautiful shot by Deanne.
She was in the same disc as me, an Innova Roadrunner, and that worked out great.
A little bit nosed up, but she should. Oh, and that center part of the fairway, it's not ideal. It's a little bit like scraggly vines and stuff everywhere, but luckily she has a little patent pending pitch out that she could possibly get to. It doesn't quite turn it, but gets tree love. That's some great tree love right there.
That was helpful.
Elaine is kind of pinched up against this tree, so she's having to do a different stance than...
Come on, sit.
Now sit, because that OB comes in.
And I guarantee she probably wasn't even thinking about that.
Yes, you don't really pay attention to it, but there is OB there that separates hole 12 and hole 13.
Mm-hmm.
And you are in prime position right here.
I like to be a little more left to have a hyzer shot, so now I'm stuck. Like, do I go right side gap, which gives you the risk of that early tree at the corner?
Yes.
Or if I went left side, you know, you have the risk of
the OB.
Yeah, so I decided for statistical reasons, I'm going to take the left gap. It seemed more open.
Okay.
And I used
a
straight disc. Another Roadrunner.
Another Roadrunner, okay.
No heavy left finish.
Okay.
And since it's windy, I wasn't really sure how is it going to react out there, and you can see it gets turned over a bit, but you know what? That's okay.
That's perfect.
It's a long putt.
Yes, that's right where you want to be. You'd rather be there than, you know, either hitting a tree early or, you know, filtering out OB.
Now, this angle is what I like.
Yes, that is the perfect angle because then you can get a good little skip up into the basket.
That's my favorite play on this hole. Land left side, do a little skipper, have yourself a birdie putt.
Megan is stepping out with a little forehand.
Get up there.
And it grounds out a little bit. She's pitching it up.
So Elaine King now putting for 4. Oh, she's just opting for a layup.
Yeah, she's a little bit farther out, and it does kind of slope downhill from the basket down towards the right side, so it was a good choice. And Holly for birdie.
I think it was about 35.
Get in. Yes, ma'am. This is a battle.
I'm telling you.
This is just, you guys are just back and forth right with each other. This is a Ace Run Pro Run Back. It's also sponsored by Doggone Good Disc Golf. Make sure you guys head on over there and put in your code for Ace Run Pro 12 to get 12% off. Doggone Good Run Back. That's awesome. Great putt by Deanne. Also card the birdie.
Yeah, so once again, I don't know the scores, but I can't ignore the fact that me and Deanne are getting the same birdies. So I know it's got to be close.
It's close.
And I remembered that she was a stroke or two ahead of me when the day started.
Okay.
So again, I don't know what the scores are. I'm just playing the course and we'll see how it shakes out.
And I feel like those last couple of holes, you know, holes 10 through 13 are the tough part of the course. If you can make it through those holes with a clean scorecard, you're sitting real good. These next ones you can be aggressive on. So we have hole 14. It's a par 3, 337 feet. You can throw something straight down the middle, maybe have something that flips up just a little bit and then gives you that finish to the left. Or you can take the forehand approach on the left side. There's also a fairway on that side. This one plays slightly uphill, and it's definitely a smash if you can get it up there. You want to really push as far forward as you can before it starts to finish. We have Holly on the box. Flip, 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 yes, and that's perfect. Get through it. And even though you're still slightly short and it is uphill, you'll still have a good look at it. I'd rather be there than stuck behind the trees or you know, off to the left side.
And I saw Deanne basically park this day one, so I knew I needed to get as close as possible. And she'll be up there for a birdie putt as well.
Awesome. It's great drives. Elaine also making the correction from first round and gets it up there.
Oh, that was helpful.
Okay, good tree. Yeah, you definitely don't want to keep pushing to that left side because it is very thick over there. Making nice little chip up to the basket. Elaine is also chipping up. And here's Holly with a birdie look.
I thought it was about 30 feet.
It looked like the wind just kind of
Yeah.
took the sail out of it. Okay, so 37 feet.
So if Deanne was at 37, I was probably at about 45.
Okay, okay. All right, Deanne for birdie. Oh. I thought you were at the edge of the circle.
I did.
Huh? Elaine tapping in for par.
Yeah, I'm going to try to figure out how to get a birdie here next year. I feel like if I could get that same shot with a disc that skips, just get a little extra on it, maybe 10 more feet.
You'd be sitting pretty.
Yep. And Deanne just being brave with a bag putt
Bag
here.
and an umbrella and a towel.
Right? Dang, D.
Listening to my commentary, you would know about all the different things you can use the range.
Oh, okay, well.
Elaine, yeah, she's like in the circle, CTPs, who's out, whose turn it is.
Genius.
And I said, Elaine, I don't want to be the person using a rangefinder inside circle one.
Discover Greenville, North Carolina, where we put whole hog Q on the map and inspiration lives on every corner. Unplug for a moment of tranquility or enjoy one of our parks, fields, greenways, or trails. Then recharge with fresh, local flavors, one-of-a-kind art galleries, and toe-tapping music. North Carolina's Emerald City is filled with countless hidden gems. Find yours in Greenville, North Carolina.
Hole 15, 551 feet. This is a par 4. A couple different ways you can play the tee shot. You have this beautiful straight gap. You can go for a flex shot, an Annie, a nice S turnover. I like the right side hyzer. Then it gives you just another hyzer into this wooden structure. This is a threeable hole, but it's going to take 2 perfect shots to get the 3. Also, it's easy to short your upshot and land in that sand, which gives you absolutely no skip to the basket.
Yes.
Then you end up short with a long putt. So I'm opting for this right side gap.
Great job.
I didn't get it day one, so I'm happy
yep.
I got it today.
And that's perfect. You want to land up and above that tree right there, so it gives you that angle into the basket. And Deanne is going center cut again. Makes the correction from the first round, and wow, that is an amazing drive.
I know, that was so good. And Elaine King on the far outside, and I
Which
asked
is
her,
okay, as long as you get that good little skip and you still have a look. And almost pushing up on that right side really gives you a straighter angle into the basket. And Megan choosing the center gap.
What a great shot.
And that's right where you want to be. Oh no.
Megan looking at her hands, her grip is off or something. I asked Elaine, did you mean to go far right side? And she said, nope, that was a misfire that worked out great.
And that,
So
yes, right
I thought
around.
afterwards, I turned around and I was like, you know what? If you're having trouble hitting gaps that day, just going completely around that right side is a great
There we go.
play.
It is. It is.
So now Megan with her third shot.
Looking good.
Oh, that was looking so good.
I like her comments to the cameraman. She's funny. Now I've got a choice with this inside route or the outside route,
Okay,
and I'm getting greedy, Whitney. I'm getting greedy. I'm going inside.
Oh, but still a great kick, though. That's
I
a
yelled
great kick.
at it, and I think that helped a little.
Okay, okay.
So I actually have a putt, which is a long one. Now look at this shot from Deanne. I mean, what a primo position.
That's just amazing.
She needs more. She needs
Oh,
more.
give me... It's very deceiving. It doesn't seem like it's that far, but I'm shocked. Did she go, what, mid-range there?
It looked like a putt
A
in
putter.
approach.
That's what I said. It looked more like a
It could have been like
bulkier
another
bit.
Toro or something. Deanne's thrown a couple new discs in her bag, and even though I play with her all the time, she had some noobs this weekend I didn't recognize. Elaine playing smart, she just went fairway, fairway, pitched it up to the structure, and now she'll have a drop-in par. Now, I'm standing here knowing Deanne is putting for birdie, and it's a long one. I'm telling you, this is about a 65-footer, and she's lining it up.
Oof. Just short.
Now, I decide I'm going to give her the pressure of having to make that comeback.
Okay. I
Since
like the
it's here
thought
at
there.
the finish. So I pitch mine up to the base, and I'm going to take a drop-in par and go to the next one.
Oh, no.
Little misfire from Megan. That's really, I feel like, the only miss putt I've seen from her. And Deanne, she makes the comeback par.
Okay.
Which,
And have
as
you
I
looked at scores yet?
No, have
Okay.
not looked at scores. But I did put that pressure on her right there, and she looked pretty comfy about it. So I was kind of questioning my decision making on that. But you know what? I decided the next 3 holes are birdieable.
Okay. Yes,
So
they are.
I will rely on that, and hopefully that was a good choice.
So this is almost match play.
It is.
So we have Deanne sitting at -1, Holly sitting at -3, Megan is at +7 for the round, and Elaine is at -1. So this is hole 16. This is, I love this hole. It's slightly uphill and then it converts downhill. It's a par 3, 288 feet, and this is one that you want to get. This is definitely a birdieable hole. I ended up disking up a little bit to give me a little bit more push over the hill. You don't want to nose up too much because then you'll end up hyzering out to the left. So you kind of want to throw something just to make it right over the hill and then use that gravity to kind of skip down towards the basket.
And I'm looking to play the hole exactly like Whitney described. I like a flat shot.
That is exactly what you did the last round.
And we mentioned day one, it's deceiving. It looks like you're going to be in the woods on the right.
It does.
And then when you crest over the hill, walking to the basket, boop. So Deanne, I think, is throwing a T-bird here, or a T-bird 3.
And that's perfect. That's down there. All right. Deanne said, I can do it too.
That's leaking a little right, but still a good shot.
Mm-hmm. And Megan going forehand here. I see. Okay. Didn't quite crest the top of the hill, but she's sitting kind of right up there by that gardenia tree.
She's been so efficient with that little, I don't know what that disc is she's been using for her sidearm upshots, but that thing has been under the basket all weekend. And Elaine King drops it under the pin. Deanne Carey for birdie. And she hits it.
Wow.
It's
There we
about
go.
a 27-footer, I think.
That's awesome.
So once again, I don't know the scores, but I know that I need to make this putt.
Beautiful.
Sneak it over the edge. Stoked about that.
Match play. You guys just need to match each other. It's coming down to the wire.
It is.
I mean, this is a lot of drama right here. It's a tight race.
Or as Elaine King says, drama.
A drama.
It's drama.
Okay. And Elaine and Megan will tap in their pars. Let's check out these scores. Let's see where we're sitting. So Deanne is at -2, Holly is at -4, Megan is at +7, and Elaine is at -1.
Here we are, hole 17. It's actually 254 feet from the shorter tee that the women play. It is a par 3, and there's a couple of different routes for us to get there.
Yes.
You can do a sidearm, you can do a straight shot, but you see these trees guarding the basket if you choose the straight route. There's also a little hyzer sneaker route if you want to try that. I haven't quite perfected this hole. In practice, I like the hyzer shot, but at the last minute, I decided I'm just going to throw in a mid and see how close I can get. And once I got down there, I realized, you know what? That's actually a decent play.
And you don't need much.
Yeah.
You don't need much on it. It is downhill. You do have to be careful because there is OB long of the basket. But honestly, just playing something that's just going to skip and slide down the hill is perfect.
Deanne Carey choosing a mid, going for that straight route.
Ooh, and hits one of the guardians.
Elaine looked like she had a fairway driver.
And she ends up in the little shrubs over to the left-hand side.
And that'll be a putt.
Mm-hmm.
I like this.
Yes.
I like
thought about
this a
trying
lot.
that gap.
Hey!
Hey, there we go. Give it a little
She hit
kiss.
my disc.
Hey. So is Deanne gonna go for it? She gives it a little softy bid.
And as you see the flags in the back, there is OB behind the basket. So I'm putting for birdie. Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh, that's close. Okay. Hopefully we'll get close to it and be able to take a look and see.
Megan for birdie.
Gives it a soft bid.
Elaine says, I'm not going for the birdie. I'll just take a par.
All right, so let's take a look at this.
Here we go.
So tell me what's going on here.
Well, it's right on the line.
I'm going to call myself in.
So my vote doesn't really count. It's a
It's a close one.
group decision. Now the line itself is not in bounds. An out of bounds line is part of the out of bounds area. So when I'm looking at my disc from an aerial view, I see no paint on the right side. So because I'm seeing no paint on the right side, I feel like the disc is in by a hair, literally.
It's not like a
So I
straight
have to
line, so I think,
call over the group for the consultation.
my opinion is to call Holly in because the rule says the line.
No, the rule is not the line. The line is actually out of bounds, but that's...
Yeah,
So now that we've marked it and you can see,
that's in bounds.
it looks like a little bit of space between the mini and the line.
If you're in agreement.
I feel like, and I felt like it was out. Just because on both sides you could clearly see. Because it doesn't matter about the mark. Because you could clearly see paint on this side and paint on this side.
And it's tough whenever you're looking at a painted line on pine straw, because it's very easy for discs to be able to slide. The paint can move, but the pine straw is going to move.
It's been there all weekend.
Yes,
And
it's
walked on.
Yes, exactly, and it's a tough when it's so close like
I know what
that.
you mean. If it was
the way
post,
that it was,
yeah.
it was here.
Yeah.
There is paint here and paint here. The line is here. My fingers are on the line. So the disc is on that side of the line.
I feel like the edge of the rim is in. I'll be real. course I'm gonna call myself.
But
Well,
I'm just calling it how
yeah.
I saw it when I walked up here originally.
All right, so now we got Elaine and Megan to make a decision.
And then you guys said it was
3 of
inbound,
y'all,
so it's
2 of y'all
right?
against 1 of y'all.
Yeah,
Is that
that's what
how
I'm
that
saying.
works?
So, just, I mean, Megan, are you?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
just because it's so, yeah. I think it was
So Megan and Elaine determined that I am in bounds to the majority rules, 2/1. So I'll be putting for par. And luckily, that was a pressure putt. I put it in. Was happy about that.
It's a great putt.
And it's always an awkward situation when you're battling against your friend and teammate.
Yes.
And you know it's a tight race. And you want to be fair because that's what the rules are for.
Yes.
So don't be scared to give your opinion on the rules because everybody is allowed to do that. So Megan taps in her par.
I saw it.
Right.
But
And we're still talking about it.
And that's good. And it's honestly, you should talk about it. We should kind of learn from it and be able to see, you know, honestly, you have to be able to speak up. If you feel that it's out, then it's out. If you don't, then you say it's in. And we move on to the next hole. This is a tight one. This is a tight one. Man, it's coming down to the last hole.
I still haven't looked at the scores.
Stop it.
I haven't.
I would have been at hole 14. I'd have been looking at the scores. All right, guys, into the last hole. Man, this is a 354-foot par 3. You want to end up going to the right side of this kind of spider tree in the middle. If you can flip something up that's going to go straight and really push to the basket to get a possible birdie look. I know Deanne got a birdie during the first run, which was an absolutely beautiful drive. But this is a tough one. This is going to be a great one to finish on. So currently, if you look at the scores, Holly is at -4 for the event, and Deanne is at -2. So Holly has the box. And absolutely blasts it down the gap. Beautiful drive.
And as you mentioned, Deanne did birdie this on day 1, so I know she's very capable of parking it. And I'm expecting her to do it.
Oh no. Okay, good. At least she kicks back to the center of the
A
fairway.
lucky kick, so Elaine with a perfect shot right through the gap.
Elaine makes the correction from the first run. I think she hit the little trees on the left-hand side. And Megan goes with the Annie, clips a little bit of the branches up top, but still manages to stay out in the fairway.
So Megan getting an upshot.
Oh, slow down, slow down, slow down.
Oh,
Okay.
still in bounds.
You see the sidewalk there that plays as OB.
And Deanne throwing her second shot. I'm wondering, is she trying to throw it in?
Oh, wow.
And I have looked at the scores now. So I
Okay.
do realize that I am 1 stroke ahead of Deanne. And all I need to do is get a par, and that'll take care of it. So Elaine with her second shot.
Beautiful. And a nice pitch up. Beautiful. And Megan to save par. Ooh, it just slightly hyzered to the left.
And this is Deanne King's par putt. Deanne King.
Deanne King.
Oh, goodness. Deanne Carey.
Great
Gets the
putt
par.
for the par.
Deanne Carey will finish in second place for the weekend.
Elaine taps in
It's a great putt from Elaine.
for par. Megan taps in her bogey. And there we have it. That's super exciting. Great job, Holly.
Thank you. Such a fun weekend.
The winner of the 2022 Down East Players Cup. Holly.
Great job.
That's yours. Can we get a picture of you with the big cup?
Now, I will say this trophy here was a display at Tiffany and Company.
Oh.
And they converted it over and made it into our trophy for the Down East Players Cup. So here's our final results. Holly ended up in first place. Great job. Deanne in second place with 1 over. Elaine King ends up being in third place, and Megan rounds us out at fourth place.
And you in fifth place.
I was right there. I was trying to hang with the big girls, but I really appreciate you guys coming out. You know, we're trying to continue to grow the women's side in Eastern North Carolina, and GVDG always puts on a great tournament, and we're constantly trying to improve. But make sure you guys head over to Ace Run Pro, like, subscribe, follow, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all the good fun stuff. And this was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it.
I want to say thank you so much to Max and his crew for putting on a lovely event. The courses looked great. It was well run, smooth, efficient, and exactly what you're looking for from a PDGA event. So if you've never checked out the Down East Players Cup, add it to your schedule, and we'll see you on the next one.